Feather, light, work, asking, answer, accepting, honoring, all we are, earth to star.
Merry Elfin Christmas, y'all. Hope you're having a blast this holiday season. Hope you're living in bliss.
Enjoying each moment as we transition into this beautiful, celebratory, yet reflective part of the year.
Yeah, we're approaching the solstice here in Austin, Texas, and we're recognizing that the longest night is on its way. The north cold winter season is almost here. And we just celebrated the feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe and also the feast day of Mother Mary. We're readying ourselves for the Christmas season and Yuletide and New Year.
It's a great way to segue into celebrating all of our blessings and all of the work that we've moved through and the changes and the evolution that we've experienced in the past year, and coming into a place of home in the hearth and celebration of each other and our family and tradition. Traditions passed down year after year, new traditions, reverence for old traditions, and honoring everything in between.
And if we look through a lens of love, we can see signs of the divine everywhere. We have Christmas songs reminding us of that night when Jesus was born. We have Lady of Guadalupe songs reminding us of the appearance of Our Lady of Guadalupe. We have remembrances of miracles and magic and mystery. We personally have our good health and well-being and a lot of happiness and our joy deep down inside our hearts. We have light inside that we're learning to radiate. And we look around and we see light, we see festive lights, we see these colorful Christmas lights. Green, red, we have the greatest hats in the whole world. And Christmas bells that jingle. So many reminders of the goodness and so many gifts to give. Most of all, our presence. Our presence. We get to enjoy the presence of friends, presence of family, the divine holy presence.
There is starting to be a stronger representation of the angelic realm as we navigate decorations and bringing in certain symbolic trees and imagery from the plant kingdom and adorning them with our beautiful angels and symbols of faith and hope and light and beauty and joy.
That's right. Some of us have mistletoe. We might have poinsettias. I wish I could remember how to pronounce the awesome indigenous name of that plant. We have other holy medicines and plants and even fungi. I know the Amanita muscaria mushroom has a certain legacy in the Christmas traditions as they relate to Santa Claus, for example, and the reindeer and the ideas of flying and gift giving and, finding that home place in whatever way we make it there.
We celebrate the Yuletide. There's different facets of Yule, and this is honoring and having reverence and respect for different parts of our life that we have a lot of gratitude for. This is anything from the house to the hearth to the land that we're on, to honoring the mothers and the fathers and the children and the neighbors and the spirits of the loved ones that have passed and come before us. This is a time of gathering together and honoring the gather and honoring community, honoring the food, honoring the harvest. It's a really beautiful time where we take such reverence and gratitude for everything that makes our life so rich and colorful, so bountiful and so amazing. All of the beauty that increases the quality of our life.
In the way we understand it, Yuletide is an Anglo-Saxon tradition, and that festival of 12 days begins with the winter solstice. And that is a rich primo time of life to reflect and bring our concentration bring our introspection, just like a bear would as he or she goes into hibernation. The longest night is on the solstice night. So we can think of bringing more light in too as we approach that darkest place. We can also think of, the angelic realm, and there is one angel that comes to mind right now who represents that mission to bring light into the darkness, to bear light, to hold light for those who are in the darkness, even for those parts of ourselves having dark thoughts, having hard, heavy burdens. Sometimes we can call upon those angels, invoke those angels, and have that little glimpse of the holy light, that spark of the divine that brings us right back home. And I know the holiday season can be hard for some people. I've experienced hardship myself. I've experienced periods of depression, periods of loneliness. And I've also experienced the divine holy presence of the Holy Spirit and that grace that washes me clean, that holds me exactly as I am, just like a rose with all my petals and with all my thorns. Lady of Guadalupe, Mother Mary, holds me. The divine holy mother holds me and accepts me. And I can learn to accept myself. I can learn to give myself that same embrace, that same grace.
It's such a wonderful observation. That same grace that we're allowing her and invoking through this mother concept, through this, holy mother, this holy keeper, this holy support system. And I love how you pointed out, like, so you can take care of ourselves, and learning to take care of ourselves through the way that the Sacred Mother holds us. And it's really interesting to kind of dive into some synchronicities between some of these more nature-based holidays and the synchronicities to some of the more dogmatic cultures. We have this observation of the Sacred Mother and the Immaculate Conception, and we have this symbology through the time period of bringing lights and using light, and just kind of envisioning this understanding or idea of the sacred Christ child and Christ consciousness, and that being the light and bringing that light back in, and Mary having the potential similarity of experiencing the Holy Immaculate Conception as a way of birthing the light and bringing that in that direction, and maybe feeling into that and how that feels for us. And
that holy child is called the way, the truth, and the life. Some people even say it, the way, the truth, and the light. Some people say that child is the light of the world. Some people say that child is here to light up the world. However we see it, however we interpret that, is for us to be inspired, to be enlivened, to remember that inner child in us, and to remember the story of that exemplary human being that came here to bear the light, show us peace, show us holy presence,
show us acceptance in all of our thorns and rosebuds.
show us forgiveness.
Forgiveness is a big one. And it reminds us that we have the capability to offer these same gifts to our friends and family, into our community, and making other people's journey, making other people's earth walk just a little bit brighter by spreading the light and love in their direction. And sometimes that's not easy. Sometimes it's a challenge. There's a lot also in this time of year. We could be thrown off. We could potentially be experiencing chaos or overwhelm, a lot of invitations, a lot of gift giving. We battle, the influence of the media and consumerism and the capitalist environment that our country's a part of, and how much giving is enough, what's too much, what can we afford, what's highest and best for us. There's a lot of information that comes in that we have to process, and just having forgiveness and grace with ourselves is a great starting point, and then being able to furthermore extend that to our peers, our family, and our community members is a gift all in itself.
Yeah, let's really reinforce that idea of what a true gift is. We receive and give gifts as part of our cultural traditions, and we can really broaden our perspective on the spirit of gift giving when we think of the gifts that the Creator bestowed upon us. Gifts of, a holy mother, a holy father, a holy child, gifts of divine presence in our lives, gifts of an angelic realm available to us if we choose that, if we believe that, if we put our energy in that direction. if we intend to have that grace of angels in our lives, we can ask for that. If we intend to experience the divine Son of God in our lives, we can experience that. If we choose to experience the Holy Mother, in indigenous cultures that I know, we call Our Lady of Guadalupe Tonantzin. In other cultures around the world, that name is Mother Mary. In another language, in another culture, it's another thing, but it's potentially the same depending on how we interpret it. Potentially, it's different in all the different ways it's seen. But however we perceive that, whatever lights us up is valuable to us. It's a gift. It's a gift to contemplate these holy beings in our lives, however we see them, to potentially recognize holiness even in ourselves. Potentially, we are all children of God. We're all children of the divine. We all have that same spark of the divine in us. That's the way I see it.
One of the other pillars of this time, and that has to go along with the story of the Sacred Mother and baby Jesus, has a lot to do with guidance. And is that they follow the star, they follow the star in the sky, and just remembering that there's guidance available for us, quite literally in the cosmos and in that support system that's available to us in that way. But also being able to look on to other things and look on to experiences and synchronicities as guidance, and having reverence for that always being there the whole year, and just reminding us this is a time of reminding us of how rich our life is and how touched we are by divinity on a regular basis, and allowing us and intending to very much put the time and energy around having reverence and celebration. Often we're just so engrossed in what we need to, how we need to move forward, and how we need to improve ourselves, and how we need to heal, and all the shadow work and all the relationship building. And this is a time to remember to celebrate that the gift of life that we have, celebrate all of the divinity and the guidance that we've been receiving all year and all years. Celebrate relationship. And the most important relationship is a relationship with ourselves, and being open to receive, and being open to ask for the support when we need it, and being open and aware to give our friends and family what we think that they might benefit from, without making it like boisterous or overdoing it, or falling victim to, an overspend, or this capitalist community that is like really targeting us in this time. And just knowing that we can support them in ways that may be tangible and purchasing thereof. And then also there's many gifts that we have to offer our friends and family with our presence, as Cabe was sharing, like our presence and our availability, and spending time together, and finding a healthy balance to all of that stuff, so that we can come into the new year with a beautiful structure, a beautiful foundation to build on, instead of being extremely depleted emotionally, spiritually, and financially.
Yeah, the presence is the greatest gift we can give. I recognize in my role as a dad that that's all my kids crave is my presence, my loving attention, reading together, laughing together, sharing meals, of course. There's so many ways to experience the joys of living just by being in company with people we love, And I also love what you said, Audrey, about the celebratory aspects of the season. It's a time of festivals. And how do we want to enjoy these festivities all around us? Here in Austin, Texas, there's an abundance of fun every single day. I feel so fortunate to live in a place where there are offerings for me, fun, exciting offerings for me every day, and chances to fellowship with friends, chances to dance, chances to sing together. There are choirs here, and I can join those choirs, and I can listen to those choirs. It's one of those rare slow down moments, when we have a chance to pause, to reflect, to slow down, slow down. Let's slow way down. Take a moment to cherish these wonderful people in our lives. Take a moment to cherish this gift of life.
I like the way you said that, the gift of life, because that's what it's all about, is really just being in that space of gratitude. And, when we're in that space of gratitude, we're vibrating at a frequency that's so elevated, it's so much more comfortable and effortless to create the belief system that it's possible. Anything is possible. And and just moving through it in that spirit. Like if you're sitting in your space in this time of year, there's something true to the idea of the Christmas magic and the holiday season. There's just something there. And whether it's just a collaborative experience where we're all agreeing to be more jolly and more ecstatic and more excited because of all this, or maybe we're spending more time together as communities and families, so we just feel more satisfied with life and more excited with our situations. Or maybe it's just that we have this space to make more time for celebration than we normally do. We feel obligated, maybe even in some way, and that obligation allows us to be free and to have fun and to be open and to accept invitation more than we would. As we move through this season, there might be parties and family gatherings, and just being able to be in this space of receiving and be in this space of joy. And the invitation here is to maybe anchor into some of your own traditions. If you're not able to align with any of the traditions that you're used to, maybe you're feeling a little bit out of touch, maybe you're spending more time away from your family this holiday season. As Cabe said, there's been some moments of sadness or depression we can navigate in this time too. And so the call to action here is to create new memories, create deeper relationships with ourselves if we're spending more time alone, create new exciting activities. And even if it's just meditation or being a home by yourself and having or cultivating a deeper relationship with self, I invite you to navigate through those challenging moments and create whatever it is that you feel can support you in that best way. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe you're down and out because you're not able to experience conversation or the normal interaction that you will. The invitation is to take initiative, make a different decision. Say, okay, I can't have this because this isn't possible for me for right now, but I'm going to create this. Keep the momentum going. I can't do this, but I'm going to create that, because sometimes we can get stuck in tradition and feel extremely disappointed if we can't follow through with the traditions. Sometimes we've lost a loved one or someone that's real close to us, or endured a breakup or a separation, and things just feel a little bit off, and it's very easy to deal with that melancholy. It's very easy to almost reject the change in such a traditional sacred time of year. But I invite you to see that, to feel that, to experience that, and then create something new. Something as simple as using a coloring book or painting, or going on a walk, or maybe even putting up some lights. Maybe you don't normally decorate for the holidays, but you're going through some moments, and a little bit of glitter goes a long way.
I love that you're emphasizing that point, and we emphasize this point over and over on our show. We feel that every single person has a unique relationship with the divine and a unique human experience, and in that sovereignty, in that unique viewpoint, we have our own choices that make us our own greatest healer, teacher, and ally. And that means that we are responsible for our joy. We're responsible for following our bliss. We're responsible for discovering who we are, stepping into that, pursuing our passion, our purpose, our path, getting to know who we are, and walking in that direction with our positive choices, with our strong choices guiding the way. And, when it comes to these moments, maybe the best thing we can do is sit in silence, take a pause. Take a pause and remember that our body is breathing naturally. Our heart is beating without any effort. Some force out there loves us so much to sustain our lives and keep us going. And our strong choices help us to continue on that path, give us longevity, God willing. Let us live these fruitful, abundant, beautiful lives.
So in addition, in these moments, like keeping an extra eye on your neighbor and your community, because you might be in this space of evolution, this level of higher consciousness, and know how to take care of yourself in a good way, but you might have a very close friend or a neighbor or family member who doesn't know how to navigate these moments, who falls victim to depression or separation or loneliness. So the biggest gift that you can give is, like Cabe said, your presence, and being aware and mindful of others in the community or neighbors or family members that might not know how to navigate these times and moments. And it's not really about calling them out or influencing them in a way of teaching them, but really just offering them an opportunity, sending an invitation, offering tea, offering a cup of coffee. Just show up and be present and be available and be of service in these moments, and just navigating and being aware that, it can be really challenging in these times, and you're well equipped with exactly the right tools, but not everybody is.
Yes. In one word, what we're talking about, the spirit of the holidays, the spirit of Christmas and Yuletide and solstice, might be called grace. In one word, can we observe what grace means to us? Can we imagine that? Can we set our intentions to live in grace and bring more grace into our lives? Can we experience grace with a capital G?
And if we can do that, we can allow so many more miracles into our life. If we believe that that's possible and we believe that miracles are possible, I mean, this is a time too for our Jewish friends and family to be experiencing Hanukkah. And the story of Hanukkah has to do with a lamp burning for 8 days. And through trust and believing that miracles were possible, that lamp burned for 8 nights. So believing that miracles are possible, believing in this magic of Christmas and allowing that to come into our world, just knowing, like, our sacred brothers and sisters of that Jewish culture believed that that was going to set them in the way they needed it to do. Even if they were looking at that lamp and seeing there was not enough oil, there was not enough, resource for it to do what it did, but it did it anyways. And so we can bring that magic and those miracles by just believing and opening spaces for that to happen, opening spaces in our heart for endless possibility of the miraculous that come into our lives.
Yeah, that vision of an eternal flame is really beautiful and inspiring. And I feel that that little light inside is a creative spark that is with us always, even after life, even life after life. That spark exists in us. That's the eternal flame. That's the divine holy light in us always, with us always, present with us. And with that, I'd like to segue into a brief pause and reflect on the Divine Holy Mother and connect with that grace, embody that grace, bring that grace into our lives. And we'll return to this episode and we'll conclude it in a festive, fun way, I promise. And for now, I invite you to pause. feel joyful.
I feel joyful. Sometimes you really surprise ourselves. We surprise ourselves. We can go through just about anything, and as long as we don't have any limitation on how quickly we can process it or move through it or experience it, we can literally change our frequency and our experience with just like a few short minutes.
Do you remember the intentions we set about 10 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Will you remind me?
Well, for me, my intention was to evoke the grace and calmness of the Sacred Mother, of the Divine Feminine of Santa Maria, and to really be able to hold grace for myself while holding grace for others and love unconditionally, and be able to not be infected by my environment and just know that I'm fully capable of moving through life with grace, ease, and love. And, if it's not going to be positive, you can let it go and you can shift it and you can change it and you can move it. And we don't have to be a victim to low frequency stuff. That's not to say that we don't want to neglect or not feel our feelings, but sit there, hang out, feel it out, and move on. Choose something better.
You gotta feel it to heal it.
You gotta feel it to heal it. You do, but you also can navigate that. Like, how do you want that to look for you? Like, because ultimately at the end of the day, like all of our experiences are just coming back to that moment of elevation and soul growth and development. And we're vibrating at a frequency that we're attracting exactly what our soul needs to navigate. And it's a signal coming from our soul for our soul. So in that moment, you can navigate it and you can choose how quickly do you want to move through the processes. It's kind of like this act of non-attachment in a lot of ways.
Tell us about non-attachment.
The tangible step for non-attachment is presence. The more we can stay present in the moment and observe our surroundings and our relationships and our own feelings and our emotions and our environment, we can just allow space for miracles and space for our higher selves to navigate and bring things into our life that are really, really awesome and
juicy too. Another word for non-attachment is detachment. Mm-hmm. Another expression, another way to say that is compassionate neutrality. Mm-hmm. A really wise person taught me that. Would you all like to hear a Christmas song? No? Okay. How about I accompany Audrey as she brings some brilliance and beauty into the world for us. One more try.
As many tries as you need, baby. I'm right
Thank
here.
You.
My big call. You're gonna love watching this. This is gonna be so funny when you watch it. You're gonna be like, "Here's the joy." We wanted the joy. This is the one of the largest words we use to describe this season. It's like joy to the world. Like this is kind of level of celebration.
Ready to co-create?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this.
In celebration and reverence for this beautiful time of year, there's an extra concentration towards the angel realm. And there is this level of connection for sure. And I invite you to lean into the other angels that are available to support. Just knowing these energies can really bring a lot of joy and miracles into your life on a day-to-day. I'm not afraid to say it. These angels bring us miracles. And why is nobody talking about this? Why is nobody talking about this? It's like, this is real. And like, these are high frequency energy beings that are available to support us. And at the end of the day, to be completely honest, if for whatever reason someone was going to find some some situation to declare that it wasn't an actual existence. The reality is that all of us believing it is going to create it. So it's a win-win either way. You can just envision the essence of the beautiful, magnificent, healing Archangel Gabriel and all of his support and nourishment, and just take mind of what you're experiencing. You might experience colors or light or sensation or euphoria, comfort and warmth. Just be in that space and that energy of support.
Mother Mary graces me with her presence, with her sensitivity. She loves me. Mother Mary graces my family with sweet adoration, with deep contemplation. She cares for us. Mother Mary, she is alive in us, with her son Yeshua, with the music she shows us. Viva Mother Mary.
So as we tap in this moment to ourselves, I invite you to close your eyes and bring your attention to your heart space. Bring your attention to the Sacred Mother, the Divine Feminine. Taking a deep breath, breathing in that support, that serenity, that grace. Expressing gratitude for this connection now and always.
I remember the first time I felt the presence of Angel Gabriel. I saw a green and gold flash of light. Shoo, shoo. It was like an instant arrival of this angelic energy, this protector, this messenger of peace. Brought comfort to me when I was scared. When I called that in, it stayed with me. That memory, that realization that I can beckon that energy with me to support me. And I named my son Gabriel. And I commune with Angel Gabriel sometimes, and I write songs and recognize the divine holy presence in that connection with a strong ray of light, an energy source that touches my heart. Sense your presence in the sun in the morning light. We sense your presence in the sun. Mother Mary, grace us with your embrace. Mother Mary, grace us with your embrace. In the evening light, we We sense your presence in the moon and the evening light. We sense your presence in the moon. Mother Mary, grace us with your embrace. Mother Mary, grace us with your embrace. In the light of night, we sense your presence in the stars in the light of night. We sense your presence in the stars. Mother Mary, grace us with your embrace. Mother Mary, grace us with your embrace. In the light of us, we sense your presence in the heart in the light of us. We sense your presence in the heart. Mother Mary, grace us with your embrace. Mother Mary, grace us with your embrace. Mother Mary, grace us with your embrace. Mother Mary, grace us with your embrace.
Yay. So taking the time out for yourself and taking care of yourself by way of allowing support from these high benevolent beings that are here and available to support us, whether it be Angel Gabriel or the Divine Sacred Mother. I think it's really a true gift to be able to allow that time, that sacred connection to those energies, and allowing that to be present in your life and allowing that to be a support system. So as you navigate this holiday season, remember that your presence is a true present, and being able to connect with those you love and anchor into making new memories, honoring and having reverence for old memories, and these beautiful benevolent beings that are here to support us as we celebrate life and create more joy as we usher in the new year and get to start all over again in January.
Thank you for the gift of your presence with us. We've enjoyed being present with you in the future whenever you watch this. And we'll be honored to get to know you if you'll leave us a note. Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
That's right.